Now, I would like to talk to you about why I always try to spike my blood sugar at dinner. Even if it sounds really strange, I always actually try to spike my blood sugar at dinner for optimal sleep. And maybe it's like not what you think. It's quite strange, but like spiking your blood sugar at dinner, it can really help you sleep like massively. I really notice that my sleep latency, I fall asleep like this every night, and I like sleep like a king, and I wake up after like 7.5 hours with so much energy and with a perfect deep and REM sleep, and it works so consistently and it's so nice. But there are like some big caveats to it, and if you do those things wrong, you are screwed. And like me testing during the last years, a lot of things, I've messed up badly so many times and screwed up my sleep, trying to fix my sleep a lot too. So you have to do it the right way. But spiking your blood sugar at dinner, it can like be massive, like really good for your sleep. But you have to do it the right way. And I will here try to like explain to you like my biggest learnings from trying to do it the right way, and using food also like as the optimal kind of sleep supplement in a more natural way kind of. So you will ask why? Why do I always try to spike my blood sugar for optimal sleep? Well, it's because like when you spike your blood sugar, I don't want a massive spike though. Like I want to try to spike my blood sugar to about like 140 to 160 kind of. And I always like have like a little like blood sugar test. So I like stick in my finger and I can see in my blood sugar meter my blood sugar level. So I usually test it like directly after my dinner has finished. And it's also like usually that like when it spikes the most, as I usually have like a bigger dinner too. And after my spike I can take a walk to get it lower. But why I want to spike my blood sugar at dinner, it's because when you spike your blood sugar, the body releases insulin to try to bring the sugar that is in the bloodstream into the cells and into the muscles. And when you spike your insulin, then with the glucose that goes to the muscles, it's not only the glucose, it's also like some amino acids. And some of those are called the large neutral amino acids. And why is that good, you will ask? So it's because tryptophan, that's a precursor to serotonin and also to melatonin. You have that in the blood, and you also get it from protein, but it competes with certain amino acids, like the large neutral amino acids. And when you release insulin, those large neutral amino acids will go a lot more into the cells and muscles, and there will be less of them in the bloodstream. So then you will have a much higher tryptophan to LNAA ratio, a much higher tryptophan to large neutral amino acid ratio, and then you will also then have like a more bioavailable tryptophan, more bioavailable serotonin because it's the precursor, and also more melatonin. And that's also why it can help sleep so massively. But then now, like, will you do as I did like 2 years ago, that I will eat all the carbs I have for dinner, like 250 gram carbs late at night, and I will sleep so good because it helps this? Well, it could, but it can also cause massive problems, because if you eat way too many carbs too late, maybe it won't come down, and then maybe you will wake up in the middle of the night, as I did, with heart palpitations. Why? I couldn't understand why I got them, but it was because my blood sugar was too high at night, because I had eaten like way too many carbs too late, and also like maybe way too many calories also. But now I can test everything and see why it happens and understand my symptoms and never get those feelings and symptoms again. So that's really nice to understand why it happens. Yeah, but if you can like try to spike your blood sugar balancedly in your last meal, it can help you sleep massively, like really a lot. And for that, what I usually try to do is that like my last meal, if it is like 3 hours before bed, 2 hours before bed, 1 hour before bed, I try to have like around 100 gram carbs. Let's say white rice or sweet potato, like whatever you like. And the thing with that is that like many of you guys maybe are trying to do everything to not like higher your blood sugar. So you maybe have less carbs, or you have carbs that are much more like slow digesting, or you eat like tons of fiber and protein before, so like the blood sugar doesn't come up. I did that same thing too before, and I still do much of that. But in the last meal, if you do it, your blood sugar won't go up so much. You will not have such a big insulin spike, and you will also have less like bioavailable tryptophan in the blood and less melatonin. So, and maybe you like will have struggle a bit more falling asleep and like staying asleep the whole night, and also the REM and stuff. And maybe like the thing I've noticed the most also that like my sleep is much more efficient when I do this and I get that like insulin spike. I need like 7 hours, and I sleep perfectly, and I wake up so good, and with no awakenings. And otherwise, if I don't get a spike, I will also sleep good, but maybe I will need for the same sleep like 9 hours. And during my REM, I will be much more awake. Like I won't be like that in the like sleep zone all the time. Like I will be much more awake. I will like in the REM, I will dream and awake, and like not as good. And need much more time to it. So it's much more nicer if you can sleep and in 7.5 hours, like wake up and feel super energized and get all the sleep you need. So it's like trying to spike your blood sugar the last meal, but in a balanced way. So like the blood sugar goes up to 140, 50, 60 milligram per deciliter, and then it goes down. So when you sleep, it's around like in the 80s or 90s, or like, yeah, around that. But there are some more big caveats to it. All the things that I messed up. So let's say, like I do right now, I have like 2.5 hours before bed or 3 hours before bed. I have like some protein, let's say like 40, 50 gram protein, 30 gram protein. Like maybe you want some chicken. Maybe you have some like white rice with some sweet potato, like totally like 100 gram carbs, let's say. And then maybe you have like some broccoli and some like avocado and olive oil, like so as fat. Let's say you eat the meal and it goes up to like 140, 50, 60, perfect. Then you get that controlled insulin spike. But afterwards, another big caveat is that like if you eat that late at night too, like you don't want to like afterwards bring the blood sugar down like this. Because if it goes down like too quickly too, it also like a big stress for the body. And if you like eat a later meal too, like it can be also like quite stressful for the brain, because like glucose is like the brain's fuel, like primary fuel. And if the like blood glucose goes down too quickly, like before bed, is not optimal. And that's also like why maybe like when I'm eating like a late large meal in the train, trying to also spike my blood sugar balancedly, I sleep so good. But like after the train, I walk home. If I walk like slowly and steadily and like taking it easy, I can sleep really good, because then the blood sugar goes down, goes up, and then goes down slowly. My brain gets some steady energy, and I sleep so good and feel so nice. But big caveat: if I like done in the last weeks, I bought a bike too, and I started to bike home quickly to get home faster. Like it's a bit more stressful for the body too. It can go down more quickly. Same as if I walk really fast home. I also have like a really like heavy bag, because I bring with me food and stuff and many more things. And if you like do too much like walking with too much weight and stuff, it can also go down too quickly. And if it goes down too quickly, like it's quite stressful for the body. You can get like some like adrenaline response too, like when it goes down too quickly. And that can sure also affect your sleep, higher your cortisol, and also like increase like body temperature because of the stress response. So yeah, I promise you, like it's massive. Like if you can spike the blood sugar like balancedly in the last meal, it can make a big difference. Like both like falling asleep much faster and like staying asleep the whole night, and like making the sleep like much more efficient too. And me as a pro footballer, like it has made like a massive difference, and like I feel so energized all the time. Another big caveat, like if you eat like your last meal like 5-6 hours before bed, as many say, 4 hours before bed, then you can have more carbs for sure. Like if you want to have 200 gram carbs, 150 gram, like more, and it will go up it will go down. If you have so much carbs, like 200 gram carbs, I always get like second spikes. It will go up, down, and up again, and down again, and stuff. But if you eat like quite a lot like of time before bed, there's no matter if like it's a second spike, because like it will still be like far away from bed. But if you eat like your last meal like 1.5 hour before bed, 2 hours before bed, then maybe, or surely, if you have like 250 gram carbs, then it will go up and go down, good. But then it will surely go up again, like second spikes, when maybe like you want to be sleeping then. So then it's not optimal. So I would really recommend like try to eat like the biggest portion of your food like earlier in the day, and then like the last meal. If you want to have it like 3 hours before bed, 4 hours before bed, 2 hours before bed, and even like 1 hour before bed, as I have sometimes, like have like 100 gram carbs balancedly with the protein, maybe like 30 grams of fat with like avocado, olive oil and stuff, and then you bring like your blood sugar up balancedly. I test like with like a blood sugar reader. So I test like with this thing over here, so I can see like here you can see like how much it peaks. Like I like do this like bam, get some blood here, put it here, and then I can see like my like live blood sugar readings. I prefer that over like the CGM, because like here you can see it like now, how it is now, and it's much more like accurate too. So it's quite nice to see like how it is now, and not like with a delay thing. And it's also like interstitial fluid, the CGM. So it's not like as exact either, and it's not now. So bring your like blood sugar up like balancedly in the dinner, and maybe like stay after dinner and sit there and talk to friends, and maybe not walking like directly afterwards, because sometimes when like I'm also like really insulin sensitive, when I have like balanced carbs with fiber and protein and fat at dinner, my blood sugar will go up, and maybe like when I finish eating my meal, it will still be around like 120. And maybe like in the millimole it's like 6.6 or 7. So it hasn't like gone up so much yet. But if I then just sit there and talk to my family or parents, or like watch something for 10 minutes, then it will have time to go up more, the blood sugar, as you sit still. And then you can, after that, like taking like a light walk, like brushing your teeth and fixing the kitchen and stuff. It will start going down like slowly. Because if you walk like directly after the last meal, maybe like the blood sugar hasn't had time to go up, and then you haven't gotten like that insulin release, kind of like the insulin spike, and you won't get all the benefits also like of increased like more bioavailable tryptophan, that's also a precursor to melatonin too. So I would really like try it if I were you guys. And tell me what you think, because like I noticed a massive difference. Not so much people talk about this, because they also like don't like maybe track it as I do with like pricking the finger like with blood sugar and stuff. But I've been like testing it like for half a year now, and it works like so well, and it's so interesting like that when I don't get that like blood sugar spike at the last meal, like my sleep is much more fragmented, and I need much more like time of sleep to get the same sleep. And if I get the blood sugar spike like in a balanced way, and if it goes down like slowly, I will be much more efficient with my sleep. And instead of needing like 9 hours, I will need like 7.5 max, and I get the perfect sleep. So yeah, like I will continue also like posting like, so you can see like examples of me doing this same thing. And so you can see also like how I eat, like how my dinner is like balanced, and how it goes up, how I walk afterwards and everything. So you can see it too. But I would really suggest you're trying it and seeing like if maybe you are having like too little carbs, or like carbs that are like too like pushed down with a lot of fiber and protein and stuff at dinner, and you're walking directly afterwards, so you're not getting that spike. Maybe that's also like why you're not sleeping so good. And if you do get that spike afterwards, like walk in a controlled way and bring it down slowly and sleep perfect. But then also like calorie balance is also important. If you eat like way too many calories in a day, then maybe your blood sugar won't go down, because you're eating way too much calories too. So calorie balance is also really important. But I would suggest like you really trying it, and then you can also like have like a blood sugar reader to test like So if you would get like if you would couldn't sleep at night and stuff, I would really suggest taking a little blood sugar prick, because if your blood sugar were to be high, just take a walk. Put on your red blue light or red glasses on. Take a walk outside for 10 minutes, and it will go down, because the muscles will uptake glucose in the muscle will uptake glucose in their cells, in the glycogen, without use of insulin. So then you can also bring it down naturally and sleep good if it were to be high. So yeah, I would really suggest trying it, and then you can have this also, something like this to just be sure that you're doing it the right way. So you can also test it. So I would just give you the tools and tell you about everything that I'm trying to optimize my health in every single way. And I know that if I can optimize my sleep every day through natural stuff, it's still food, it's not supplements, it's food. Then I know that it's a massive boost for me in everything, because sleep is so key. So yeah, I will continue posting here on everything I learn, and all the little things that I think that really can help you guys, and hopefully we can continually find things to master self in the future and become a better version of ourselves. So yeah, pleasure talking to you. Bye.